Okay, so it's 5:42 on Christmas Eve morning. Been up since about 1:30, 2 o'clock, having contractions. Kind of feel like I do need to go to the hospital. I just haven't because it's Christmas and I really like to be here with my son for Christmas. Got bad heartburn. I feel like throwing up. I feel an utter complete mess right now. But I'm trying to power through it, so I got woken up actually to a pretty painful contraction. Now my contractions aren't horrible. They haven't made it to like an unbearable state. They're more so annoying. Just the tightening and being uncomfortable. I'm scheduled to be induced on Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm really excited for that because this has been quite the journey. I honestly wish I would have vlogged during that entire experience because I'm sure my experience isn't one that I alone have went through. I'm sure there are other women who have experienced what I have experienced and probably much worse. But yet and still there's somebody going through what I have went through and survived who may be able to gain something from my story. So I never imagined being 9.5 months pregnant and dealing with this alone. Being completely abandoned by my daughter's father. I was talking to somebody else and I said, it's like back in the day when they would say, the father leaves to go get some milk and never comes back. That's essentially what happened with my child's father. Like, we had an amazing, I'll never forget it, an amazing Wednesday night. We talked a lot. I was going through some stress and he wiped my tears and kissed my face and said, "You're not in this alone. Even Batman had a sidekick and I'll always be here for you. Like, this is our family and we're going to do this together." And that brought me a huge measure of peace in that moment. Even though, like, I had some apprehension just because, for me at least, all of the people that I've depended on have failed me in one way or another, and I've always had to have my own back. So I was kind of, you know, I wanted to believe him, but I felt like I couldn't. I didn't let that be known. I just let what he said sit within me and sit, period. And the next morning, he woke up, gave me a kiss, said, "I'll see you later." And we've been effectively apart since that day. He contacted me a few days later and said that he just wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to experience life by himself, which I felt like, what a convenient time. Like, at that point, I was 7.5 months pregnant with his first daughter. And he seemed like, one, he was incredibly happy. And two, that he wanted to be a part of her life. Not a part-time dad. I had explained on numerous occasions that at my age, I was definitely not interested in being a single mother. When I met him, my youngest child was 10 years old. My oldest was 18. I was in a really good space in my life, and thought I fell in love. And as is in those situations, I got pregnant, which I never saw happening for me at my age. And when it did, I believe in things happening for a reason. So I felt like God wanted this to happen at the time that he wanted it to happen and with whom he wanted it to happen. And so I was excited and I was happy. I thought it was a huge blessing. And so, as things would play out, I came to learn that my view on the situation was just that, my view. And it wasn't one that he shared. I dealt with him resenting this child. I dealt with, oh God, I go another contraction. Feels like she's pushing out my butt. I've dealt with so much disrespect. I've dealt with cheating. I've dealt with lying. Dealt with manipulation. Just every form of emotional abuse that you could imagine. From a person that I thought was like perfect for me. And gonna be such a wonderful dad and example to our daughter. That's how I genuinely felt. And then the more I got to experience of this person, my heart still felt like that good, pure, genuine, loving person was within him. So I stuck around. And I will say this, I'm not resentful at all. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I don't have any harsh feelings towards him, because had he not made the decision to walk away, I feel like I would have continued to compromise myself and what truly makes me happy, just for the sake of trying to make the situation work, even though that wasn't what was best for me. It took that situation happening for me to get in my secret or sacred space and to just think, to really, really think about what it was I was compromising, what I was settling for. And I had a good friend of mine. He raised such an incredible point that just kind of shifted my perspective. Well, there were several, so I'm going to speak on two. One of them was the fact that he couldn't understand why I was so dead set on being an amazing woman to a piece of shit. Like, do you know how many men would cherish you and love you and build you up? And you're so dead set on experiencing so much emotional trauma that's inflicted on you by somebody who doesn't even deserve your time or acknowledgement. And I had to really think about that. Like, what am I fighting for? What am I holding myself out for? Shutting down my options for? What am I? What am I spending countless nights soaking my pillows with tears and begging God to fix or change a person who has absolutely no desire to be just a good person to me? Why? Like, why? That makes you a glutton for punishment. So why? Why not just walk away, understand that you deserve better, and completely walk away? And I thought about it and was like, he's right. The second point that he made that gave me that aha, he's right moment was something that I've heard very frequently, but it never really applied. I won't say it never really applied, but I never looked for it to apply to my life until this situation. But all this time, I'd really been ruled by my ego and not been able to see it because it wasn't in the conventional way. I'd felt like, well, I'm a good woman. Why would you be bad to me? Why would you be mean to me? I give my all. Why would you do less than that to me? Because I feel like I'm me. That's operating from a place of ego. Because I'm me. I'm a good person. I do good. I put out good energy. I love people. I build people up. So I automatically expect the next person to do the same thing when life really just doesn't work that way. Like, life just doesn't work that way. We run into people who aren't shit all the time. Even when we've given our best and done our best, I'm sure anybody watching this video would say that they've experienced being a good person or giving their all to a situation, not necessarily a relationship, but just any type of situation, and gotten the shitty end of the deal. And it happens. I feel like our ego is what kind of puts us in a position to say, oh, well, because I'm a good person, or because I'm this, or because I'm that, such and such would never do that to me, or this would never happen to me. And then we are completely devastated when it does happen. I remember the first time I found out that he cheated, like, I ended up in the hospital because I literally could not breathe. To find that out just took the breath away from me, and I felt my heart break. And all I could think about was, like, I'm pregnant with your daughter. And these experiences are gonna leave imprints. And these are not the type of imprints that I want inflicted upon my child, which again takes me to the second point that my good friend made, and that was the logic that I was applying to this situation would be like not expecting the lion to eat me because I don't eat lion. Or like my dad likes to say, A pit bull is a pit bull, so you expect nothing less of a pit bull. As much as you want somebody to be different or do something different, people do what is within their nature. And if it's within the nature of the lion to eat whomever or consume whomever, it doesn't matter that you wouldn't eat the lion. It matters that that is what the lion is going to do. You expect the pit bull to bark and bite because it is a pit bull, it is a dog. So you can't expect the pit bull to be a docile pet who isn't going to do those types of things. Now, granted, there are some, but the greater point is you understand and accept, which is a big word. I had to really learn how to accept people for who they are and where they are in their journey in life. A lot of times I would try to talk to him, and he would say, I don't want to hear about the stars and the moon and the this and the that. I guess it's just because my reasoning and way of thinking is so different from a lot of other people. Even when it came to him cheating, I was very hurt and I was very angry. But I was willing to work on our relationship, to go as far as to get counseling and do all of that, because this was somebody I genuinely thought was going to be my forever love, like my partner. And looking back on the situation and how things played out, I'm grateful for the experience. Struggle, hurt, all the bad things that happen to us help to build character. And it helps to teach us what we want and what we don't want. If you're a smart person and you do introspection, and that means you look at yourself and not so much blame the other person, but you look at yourself and what parts you played in this situation, and you use that to grow and to be better and to make better decisions in the future. Now, what I will say is, this is a person who I still love as a person. As a person. Would I be willing to put myself back in that same type of situation? No. I'd rather take a piece of shit out the toilet and clap my hands. Like, no. It took everything I went through and getting to myself, spending time with myself and spending time with my son, and really evaluating the lessons that I want my daughter to learn, for me to understand that that was not love. At least not what I was receiving. What I was given was most definitely love, but that's not the type of love I want for myself. I don't want to have to second guess anybody. I don't want to be manipulated or gaslit by anybody. I just don't want that. And that's nothing against him, because I wish him the absolute best in life. But, and I get a lot of flack from my views when it comes to how I intend on raising my child. But I just don't see any value in having him in my life or my daughter's life. It goes back to a very poignant battle rapper, and something that he spoke upon in the battle when he was battling T-Top, and he said, if you don't respect black women, how the fuck you gonna raise one? And in that entire third round, while he was punching and scheming and just angling with the dopest bars. Like, for me, that is the round of 2020, round of the year for me. I really hate he did so bad in his last battle, because B-Dot was on track to be a contender for champion of the year. But anyway, it really perfectly explained my situation and what I have been going through with this person. And I don't want my daughter to idolize a person like him. When it was said, little girls always fall in love with a man who is just like their father. I don't want my daughter's heart broken over and over again. I don't want my daughter lied to or manipulated. I don't want my daughter to see that the man who she loved and called daddy and who bounced her on her knee, I don't want her to see the horrible parts of him in the men that she chooses to date as she gets older. So I choose to protect her in a way as to just allow him to go and be. I don't have any desire for him to be a part of her life. Now, when she gets of age and can make a decision as to whether she knowingly wants to involve herself with him, then that's her choice. But as long as she is a very small minor child, and I would have to have any type of dealing with this person. Like, I made it to a point in my life where I don't even want to lay eyes on this person. That's not coming from a hurt place at all. That's just saying, like, I'm good. We're good. Keep your money. Keep your gifts. Keep your words, your insight. Like, if a person can abandon you when you need them the most, then I don't need you for anything else in the future. And I will give my life to make sure my daughter never needs him. Ever. And I will fight with every breath in my body to make sure she doesn't have to be around him or deal with him in any capacity. And it is my job to make sure she knows who he truly is. And that's that. Like, there are parts of this story that, for good reason, I'm not speaking upon. But the people who do know me know exactly why I don't want this person to be a part of my child's life. It would be fake. You expressing any type of desire or love for her would be absolutely fake. And I don't want that for her. You faked it long enough. Life will add some realness to you through experience. And all I can hope is that, you grow from it. But my child isn't going to deal with it. So yes, I guess I just got on here to talk. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm having these random contractions that aren't really evenly spaced in time, but they're annoying. Like, my stomach is hard as a rock right now. I'm having one. And the contractions are painful, don't get me wrong. They're just not that type of painful. So, in the morning, we'll see what happens, but I suspect I'd be really surprised if I make it to this induction date on Monday. And I probably won't be uploading this blog until after Monday, obviously, since I've spoken on when I'm supposed to be induced. And I do not want that person there. I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. Like, no. That's a special time for me, and I've got my own support. So honestly, his assistance isn't even necessary at this point. I genuinely am not coming from an angry or hurt place. I feel like I may have been operating from a place of lack when dealing with that situation. I was just so focused on seeing him and not the myriad of options and good things that I had at my disposal. So now being in a position to be able to have good people in my life, have people who care about me, who want the best for me and this child, and who are willing to step in and be everything that this man could not be, is just amazing. I thank God for that opportunity. And even without all that, I thank God for knowing that I'm enough. You understand? Like, just knowing that I'm enough. I'm capable enough to do this on my own. I'm capable of providing for my children on my own. I feel empowered by the fact that I have so much opposition. So much opposition, so that is so many more people to prove wrong. And so many more people to tell to kiss my ass when this works out in my favor. I can't wait until she's here. She has a very unique name. My daughter's name means Lioness of God, or Melody, or Air. And her middle name means Precious Stone. She's going to be a fighter. She's going to be a warrior. And more than that, she's going to be just one of the most precious things in my life, regardless of how anybody else feels. So I don't want to make this vlog too long. It's already been long enough. Hopefully she comes soon. I'll probably make that a separate video because this one is long enough. But this is all from the heart and off the head. So I guess it needed to be said. I may try and lay down for a few minutes. See how that works out for me. Hopefully I can fall asleep. And yeah, that's that. So I'm signing off. Merry Christmas to everybody. I think this is one of the first Christmases that I haven't really felt myself, but I didn't really lose myself. Selah, meditate on that.